James, thank you very much. Yes, Andy Cole is our guest on the Lowdown this evening. Andy, we start with 5 quick questions, and then we get into the more serious ones about you. Now, okay, first question for you. Best strike partner you played with?
Best one?
Crikey, but not that one.
We'll come back to that.
Oh, okay, we will come back to that. Okay, most underrated player you ever played with?
I played with, I think he was possibly one of the best defenders I've ever played with, Dennis Owen.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Have you ever had the Fergie hairdryer?
Yes, many times.
Really?
Yep.
Worst time?
Worst time, after we played Chelsea one year, I think we ended up 1-1 or 2-2, and full time he let me know.
Just you?
Oh yes.
In front of everyone?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How long was the hairdryer on for?
This went on for about a couple of days.
Really? What have you actually done wrong?
Well, I got through and I passed it past Kudachini, and somehow Graham and Sol got it over the bar, and you know, the manager let me know at half time and a couple of days later as well. But yeah, we kissed and made up.
Oh.
Definitely.
Okay. Who's helped you the most in your career?
The manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, Brian Kidd, my teammates, and a lot of the Manchester United supporters.
Okay. For once and for all, Andy or Andrew?
I've been called worse, so I don't mind.
Okay, and we're going to go quickly back to the first question. Best strike partner?
Best strike, I think the one who got me on the path to make me the player I kind of like was Peter Beardsley. You know, he's,
Newcastle.
Yeah, creativity, imagination, everything. I learned so much of him to become into the player that I actually become in the end. More
than Cantona?
Cantona was fantastic, but I actually started to learn about football, how to become a goal scorer when I played with him, because, you know, it was easy, and I'd just make a run, and somehow he produced a pass out of nothing, and he got me the reputation to move on to a great club like Manchester United and to play with so many great players.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let's take you right back to the beginning of your career, when you started at Arsenal, and they let you go. When you look back on that now, I mean, a lot of players wouldn't have come back from that, released from Arsenal and just sort of faded away, or maybe just played low league for the rest of their career. How did you sort of feel at the time, and how do you feel now when you look back on that?
To be fair, I wasn't disappointed, you know, because I think throughout my career I've had a few difficulties and a few run-ins with managers, and
we'll get to those.
Yeah, that started when I was a bit younger, when I was at Arsenal, and I didn't think I was going to play anyway, you know. So I went on loan. George Graham was happy to see me go on loan. I think he was happy to get 500 grand at the time when I moved to Bristol City, and then as I said, I moved on to bigger and better things. You
and George Graham now? How's that?
I'll never see him now, to be honest. I mean, but when I do see him or speak to him, you know, he's always said, you know, that's the way things work, and yeah, so that's football.
Okay. Great times at Newcastle, of course, and as you mentioned, Peter Beardsley there as well. I've spoken to quite a lot of people in the last couple of days who actually remember where they were when they heard the news that you were being sold to Man United. It's almost like one of those moments. And obviously you remember Keegan coming out on the steps and explaining to the Newcastle fans why he was selling you. Did he explain to you?
No, he never did, to be fair. You know, it was strange because we played on the Sunday. It was a cup game against Blackburn. You know, I played in that, waiting for the warm down on the Monday. He never said a word to me. Then I was sitting at home. I was just about to sit down and watch the Sheffield United Man United game. The phone rings, my representative. You know, you said you only leave Newcastle for one club. So I said, yeah. He goes, right, the deal's on, you got to Man United. So I said, yeah, right. Put the phone down on him.
Did you?
Yeah. A couple of minutes later, he called me back. He goes, get your gear, give him a couple of hours, I'll come pick you up and go down the road. Got in the car, driving down to Manchester, and spoke to Kevin briefly. He just said, hey, the money was too good to turn down at that time. I get Keith Gillespie and £6 million, what it was at the time. And, you know, I wish you all the best, and as I say, the rest is history.
And were you happy? You must have been happy. You said you're only leaving for one club.
I was doing cartwheels, you know, because I'm not being disrespectful or anything. Manchester United was always a team I wanted to play for, and I think anyone who wants to play football at the highest level, when that comes calling, there's not many people turn it down. I was no different. You know, like I said, Newcastle was a fantastic club. I could never leave Newcastle and go to somewhere else if it wasn't Man United, and unfortunately it worked out that way.
Now, you had a great time at United. We'll talk about some of those great times in a sec. Let's start then the 1994-95 season with that last game of the season against West Ham with the 2 missed chances that gave Blackburn the title. You reminded about that a lot, I'm thinking.
Yeah, no doubts, yeah.
And you weren't often one to miss chances. How often do you think about those chances? 14 years on.
14, it was horrible. It was horrible at the time because, you know, I'd just become a father as well, and, you know, I couldn't actually think about, you know, my son being born and might become sick. So, Jesus, I've got to wait another couple of months pre-season, get through pre-season. I mean, we've got 38 games to play to try and win the championship. And it was difficult the first, like, few weeks out of the season, but, you know, I thought I'd come back a lot stronger, you know, because in the end, a lot of it was heaps on me, so it was my fault. But hey, that was football, and I learned to grow with that, and I got used to it.
We talked about strike partners. Dwight York and yourself at United really worked. And I know you were reunited at Blackburn and Sunderland, but at United it really worked. What was it about that partnership, in comparison maybe to the Beardsley partnership?
Chalk and cheese.
Right. Who was chalk?
Who was chalk? I was chalk because York is definitely cheese. You know, but yeah, we were two opposites. You know, we understood each other on a football pitch and off the football pitch as well. You know, he's a happy-go-lucky fella. And people made me out to be the stern one, but I think people who know me know I have a good laugh and that. You know, when I played football, I was very serious in doing my job, and Yorkie was serious, but he just expressed it in a different way. Excuse me.
Another one of your strike partners, Teddy Sheringham, and I know it's fairly well documented, I think, that you guys didn't get on. What was the problem then? Was that chalk and cheese in a different way?
No, we didn't hit it off, you know. I
As people?
Yeah, well, we're totally different people. I just thought, for me, it stemmed when I made my England debut, and I was speaking to Les before. When I made my England debut, when I first got called into the England squad, I was sitting in the room. I was so scared, and I said, I've seen these players. I've played against them a few times. I mean, so people like Les and Carlton Palmer and Tim Flowers would come knock me out and say, come on, get involved in that. And, you know, when I actually made my debut, you know, I was coming on, Teddy was coming off. You know, so I'm saying to myself, Jesus, Wembley Stadium in front of all these people. He just walked off, didn't shake my hand or anything. I just said to myself, oh my God, there's whatever amount of people watching, and I felt so small. I mean, it's my debut, I'm saying to myself, oh, Jesus, what am I going to do, And, you know, for me, that killed it straight away, because I'd like to believe if you're making a debut, a young boy like I was, you know, the first thing you got to do, you come on and say, I wish you all the best. You know, you just...
Why do you think he did that?
You can only ask him. You know, but I just felt so small. And it's your debut, you're playing for England, you can't expect much more when you want to be an international footballer. And, you know, I just felt, belittled, very belittled.
So did you ever tell him that?
No, I didn't either. I think he knew in the end.
1999 came, Champions League final, the treble season. That Champions League final, greatest night of your career?
Party after, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, great.
All-nighter?
Yeah. Oof. Just all-nighter, Jesus. No, we had... It's so hard to explain, you know. Leading up to everything, you know, from winning the league, we played Tottenham, didn't we?
Yeah, last game.
Yeah, Les nicked himself one, you know, but leading up from that, winning that game and then going into the cup final, you know, winning the cup final, that's when you start thinking, oh, Jesus, European Cup final. And I sleep for fun. And the lads would say, Coley, you can sleep anywhere. I couldn't sleep. I mean, you go to the toilet every other minute. Oh, Jesus. I mean, and to play in it, to actually win it, because as a kid you dream of doing things like that, and I never believed, you know, coming from where I've come from, I never believed I've played in the European Cup final. I never believed I've played with so many great players, and to play in it, to win it, the way we won it as well was magnificent. You know, it meant a lot to me, definitely.
And a man who was there that night but didn't actually play, Roy Keane, you ended up playing for him at Sunderland not too long ago. As a captain and then as a manager, how do you see Roy Keane?
Roy Keane's Roy Keane. You know, I was fortunate enough to be one who got on with Roy. You know, when I played with him at Man United, you know, he was stubborn and I was stubborn, so we got on. You know, but as a player, he's a fantastic player. You know, his leadership qualities as a player.
As a coach?
As a coach. Roy never coached, he was a manager. You know, and I think nowadays, managers who want to manage and get coaches in who coach. You know, he was different, but I think throughout his career he's been different, and that's what made him the player he was.
Do you think he'll be back in management?
No doubts, yeah, no doubts.
You did move around quite a lot after you left United. Quite a few different moves. Why did you sort of find yourself doing that? And you stayed at United for 6 years, and then you really did dot around.
It was a strange one because I left Man United because I was the kind of person I couldn't sit on the bench. You know, and the manager was fantastic with me. I said, go and see me. He said to me, oh, not today. Not today. I said, boss, I need to play. He said to me, Coley, you'll get your games. I was like, boss, but I need to play, you know what I mean? He said, hey, you'll get your games. So you play, get a couple of goals now. Yeah, I'm buzzing. And then next game you won't play. I'm saying to myself, oh, jeez, what I need to do. And then in the end he goes, hey, I know what you are. You know, I can't change that. You're driven. You want to play. And in the end he let me go. And I never found a spiritual home after that. You know, and you went somewhere and thought, oh, yeah, it's right. And then it wasn't right. You go somewhere, yeah, it feels good. Nah, it wasn't. I ended up doing that. And, yeah, I look back and it's disappointing, but I've enjoyed my career, definitely.
Just before we finish, I want to ask you about your England career, 15 caps, the 1 goal. Obviously it didn't start well with the Sheringham moment, but why do you feel that internationally it didn't work for you?
I don't know, and I've always said I've got no axe to grind about it. You know, I played, I don't know, well, I got 15 caps. You know, I don't know how many games that actually started. You know, but when people used to say, oh, he's not good enough to play international level, well, I was playing international level every other Wednesday. I was playing Champions League football. You know, I was playing. For me, I was playing against the best defenders in the world, because when you're playing in those tournaments, you're playing against the best, and I'm scoring goals. So when people say, "Boy, he wasn't actually good enough to play for England," I'll tell them, I say, "Well, are you sure?" You know, because the team I'm playing, I can play in that team and score goals in the European games. So no, that one didn't wash with me. But like I said, no axe to grind at all.
And the future, Andy? What does the future hold for you?
I'm trying to get my golf handicap down. I mean,
such pressing issues.
No, I don't know. I'd like to coach. I'd like to believe I could coach. I'd like to believe I can give something back to the younger players who play centre forward or wherever it may be. You know, and it's something I'm very interested in. You know, I'm supposed to start my coaching course in May. You know, so I'm gonna go for that, but just enjoy the rest of my life now. See my kids grow up and, you know, take it from there.
Brilliant, excellent stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Cole.